The most trusted, predictable, and the best-selling SUV in North America, this is the all-new 6th generation Toyota RAV4. This is the first drive in the RAV4 hybrid. This is a pre-production model, but man, is it good. Well, it might not be the most exciting choice, but the RAV4 is popular for good reason. It's spacious, it's affordable, it's reliable, very fuel efficient, and dare I say, kind of cool now, especially with this new generation. All right, opening up the hood, you do have two different powertrain options. You can no longer get a combustion-only engine. You do have a hybrid powertrain or a plug-in hybrid. Let me figure out where this prop rod is actually. Oh, it's integrated into the hood. This one right here is just the hybrid, and it's a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder, which makes 236 horsepower. And if you do get the plug-in hybrid, it's 320 horsepower. Both options are paired with 2 electric motors and a CVT. It is about 17 horsepower more than the outgoing model. If you do get the plug-in hybrid version though, you do get 50 miles of range, and you do have DC fast charging on the XSE Tech model, which can get you from 10 to 80% in just about 30 minutes. But right now we do have the entry-level hybrid engine, which I believe will be the most popular choice for the RAV4. So let's hop on in and take it for a drive. All right, driving the 2026 RAV4, you no longer get a combustion-only non-hybrid model. We are just testing the entry-level hybrid engine right now. So let's come to a full stop here. We do have a few drive modes, including Eco, Normal, Sport, and a custom mode, Trail, and Snow. And the buttons actually feel really nice, but let's throw it into Sport. I do love the graphics here, and we'll just give it a quick brake boost and launch. Okay, that's actually a bit quicker than I thought. It should get to about 60 miles per hour in roughly 7 seconds, about half a second faster than the outgoing model. And for the plug-in hybrid, that should be about 5.5 seconds. Quite impressive for a RAV4. It is more than enough power for daily use. You do get standard all-wheel drive in Canada, and it's an available option in the US. And it has a smaller, more powerful battery that sits underneath the rear seat, which doesn't take up any trunk space, even if you get the plug-in version. And one of the best parts about this car is the fuel economy, because you average 44 miles per gallon combined, which is insane for an SUV now. If you get the XSE or the limited trim, it's about 42 miles per gallon, but that's quite a bit more than the 37 to 39 miles per gallon from the outgoing model. It is so efficient. It actually has active front spats that deploy when you're going above 45 miles per hour, just to make the tires more aerodynamic and reducing drag. That is a lot of tech going on to save you quite a bit of money at the pump. This does sit on the TGNA-K platform, which it is about 10% more body rigidity, and the rear suspension mounting is about 27% more rigid, which means it handles quite a bit better than before. It is more stable, it is more planted, and just cornering performance has been improved. I like the steering weight. It's a little bit on the lighter side, which is perfect. There's not too much play going on. Let's just take this corner. Brakes are good. You can't really feel weird regen going on, which is really good. And just flooring it here, good amount of power. It's also a lot quieter than before. I think the outgoing engine is very raspy, and it's very prominent that you are pushing it. It screams at you. And they've made it a bit better here. It does still have that CVT whine, but they made it less raspy. It sounds a bit deeper and just better overall. And for day-to-day driving, it's pretty much seamless. You don't even notice the switching between EV and combustion engine mode, which is good. Interior insulation and NVH has also been improved quite a bit. It is quieter, more refined. You don't hear as much wind noise, and you don't hear any tire noise, even on this woodland trim, which do have the all-terrain tires. There are 11 different trims from SE to GR, so there is a RAV4 for pretty much everyone. And they all tow about 3,500 pounds on almost every trim. The car is more eager to stay in EV mode compared to before. It is, again, a more powerful battery. It does save you more gas in town. You do get Safety Sense 4.0. It is one of the best systems out there. It keeps you perfectly centered in the lane. Adaptive cruise control is great. And there's also even lane change assist, which is typically a higher end feature, but you do get it in the RAV4. Of course, you get all your standard safety features like your forward collision warning, your lane departure and road departure mitigation, your traffic jam assist, your traffic sign recognition, and just a whole bunch of features. And what I do really like now is that when you are in cruise control and you're drafting a car in front of you, it'll show you on a scale from 1 to 4 in these little green leaves how much you're actually drafting them. So if you're behind a truck, it'll show about 4, so you're saving the most fuel, and if you're in front of a car, it'll probably just show about 2. This is a feature that I've never seen on any car, and I think it's awesome. You also have a driver attention monitor, which you can turn off if you find annoying. I do appreciate that. And you get a wonderful 360 camera, which you can play with and drag around and view all over the car. Overall, it kind of feels like a luxury car. It delivers the best fuel economy and one of the best PHEV range that you can get in any car. Alright, before we move inside, let's talk about the 2026 RAV4 exterior, because it is all new now and it looks fantastic. I really like what Toyota's done here. The front end now has a built-in grille that's integrated directly into the bumper, making it one solid, cohesive piece. It gives the RAV4 a cleaner, more modern look. You also get a few new color options now. We're looking at the woodland trim here, and personally, it's my favorite. It's the most rugged looking out of the lineup, and it does have rigid LED fog lights. It's about 1 inch higher in ground clearance than the standard RAV4, and you do get all-terrain tires if you actually plan on taking it off-roading. The wheelbase stays the same as before, so size-wise it's familiar, but you'll notice an enlarged rear window that improve rearward visibility. Both the Woodland and the GR Sport also have a slightly wider wheel track thanks to the extra fender flare and the wheel placement, giving the SUV a more planted stance. Every single light on the RAV4 now is full LED, but there are some design differences between the trims. The XSE and Limited model and the GR Sport have a full wraparound LED signature, while the Woodland and the base model keeps an amber accent in the front for the more rugged appearance. If you do want a sportier appearance, the XSE and the GR Sport trims is where it's at, especially with those massive 20-inch black wheels, which who would have thought you'd see 20-inch wheels on a RAV4 a decade ago, which I think look absolutely amazing. Super aggressive, very upscale. Out back, the LED taillights now feature a vertical strip design, which takes a bit of getting used to, but in person, it looks sleek and distinctive. This is easily the best looking RAV4 yet. Alright, checking out the inside of the brand new 2026 RAV4. It is completely redesigned and it's very modern, simple. I like the finishes and touches pretty much throughout the cabin. You get the Softex seating in this Woodland, and you get orange stitching and some accents throughout it in this trim. You can get the XSE, which will have blue stitching and a micro suede option, but I do really like how this one looks. You get a little bit of gray on the side, nice and soft finishes, a bit of plastic down underneath here, but overall it looks really nice. The tech in here is now probably one of the best you can get out there. You get this brand new infotainment system from Toyota, and it is much faster, much easier to use. Of course, you do get your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It doesn't lag like before. You do get 16 gigabytes of RAM, up from the 4 gigs before, and 256 gigabytes of storage, which is a lot. That is more processing power than my laptop that I use for editing. And in the middle here, you get this full digital cockpit, which displays a ton of information, and it's very quick. It doesn't lag at all. And you even get your huge map view, which is the first for Toyota, and you can run Apple Maps or Waze or the car's OEM map in there. It is great, simple, clean. I love when you press on the drive mode selectors, the animations are really sick. There is an available heads-up display if you want to get that, I believe in the XSE or the Limited trim, and you do get an 800-watt optional JBL speaker system if you did want to go for that. There's also a wireless charger here, and I believe you can get 2 wireless charging pads, as well as 2 USB-C ports here, which are 45 watts of charging speed. And in here you also get a USB-C port in there as well. And the center console actually opens both ways, which is nice. And if you click on both of them, you can remove it and flip it over for a flat surface if that's what you wanted. This cup holder is cool. It's also lit there, and you can remove this to make it a bit easier to clean. You get a little shelf here for extra storage. Available digital mirror, which we don't have. I do really like this gloss black finish here, and the lights are these tiny little dots, but they're actually pretty bright. I do like it a lot. It's very simple, very clean, very ergonomic. The steering wheel is also new, and every trim is a bit different. It's also heated all the way around, which I do appreciate because I do live in Canada. A shifter in the Woodland is this regular physical shifter. If you do get the XSE or the limited one, you do get the electronic shifter, which some people do prefer, but I actually don't mind the traditional shifter at all. Your e-brake here and your brake hold button is right here. You also get a sunroof in the Woodland, and there's an available panoramic sunroof, which is bigger than before depending on which trim you get. Your climate control is now embedded at the bottom of the display. It doesn't go away, so you don't have to dig through any menus to reach it. And the buttons that you're going to use the most, which is controlling the actual temperature, is physical at the bottom here, which is perfect. I have nothing to complain about. It does come standard with a 10.5-inch display, but you can get the 12.9-inch one depending on which trim you select. Checking out the rear seats, the doors open fairly wide, but not as wide as some of the other competitors, but I do like the low step-in height, plenty of space in the back, very similar to the last generation. Transmission tunnel is also not that big, so you can fit a third person in the middle back here pretty comfortably. 2 USB-C ports and your own vents back here. Headroom's really good, legroom's good. And checking out this, you do have 2 cup holders, and let's see if you can recline the seats. Yeah, you can. Pretty nice in the back of the RAV4. Checking out the trunk of the RAV4, it does open up to 38 cubic feet of space, and I feel like it's a bit lower here, so it does help loading big things in. And you can also fold your 60/40 rear seats down, and you get a 120 volt outlet and some lighting in the back. And what I do really appreciate is a spare tire, which you don't really get in many other cars now. We also had a chance to tour the manufacturing plant in Woodstock, Ontario for the 2026 RAV4, which will either be built right here at home in Canada or the United States. If you're looking for the plug-in hybrid version, it will be coming from Japan as for now. As with every RAV4 before, the 2026 model goes through extensive quality control check to meet Toyota's high standard for reliability and durability, ensuring that every vehicle rolling off the line is built to last. Alright, to wrap things up, the RAV4 is now the best-selling vehicle in the United States and one of the best-selling vehicles in general in North America, which it has overtaken the F-150, and for good reason, because it is the perfect, most practical, most efficient, and most importantly, the most reliable and dependable SUV that you can get. And not only is it a safe bet, it is packed full of tech, features, and necessities that just makes life much more comfortable. It is almost luxury tier and super damn efficient. This is amazing. Pricing is not available at the time of recording, but it will be added when it's out in the description below for both Canada and the US. That is all, guys. Thanks for watching.